early morning light filtered through the snow-covered canopy, painting pale gold across the forest floor. Above, the frost-laced branches creaked in the slow wind. Below, tucked in a hollow not yet buried in snow, a small camp huddled in silence. Only thin trails of smoke whispered from the last embers of a fire long gone cold. 3 figures stirred. The first to rise towered over the others. Jeremias, a man of enormous stature, wrapped in stitched furs and patched leather. On his back, a wooden cabinet creaked, twin doors carved with winding runes and marked by a spear-crossed shield.
Aye, boss. We's all packed.
The second figure sat nearby and hunched beneath a cloak of bear fur and dragon scale. His beard was long and wild, his face lined with age, scarred by time and flame. Rupert, the old man.
Sounds like we're near the end of the supply. You think we've got enough, Jeremias?
Maybe.
He crouched, massive hands surprisingly gentle, lifting small bottles with practiced ease. Powders, bone, sinew, old leaves, but most were empty.
Keep at it, big guy. I'll go check on Annabelle.
Not far off, beside a fading ring of stones and ash, a slender figure sat. Wrapped in oil-treated leather, stitched with bronze, she hunched over her rifle, working its action in rhythmic clicks. A hose fed from a strange backpack into the mask that wrapped her pale face.
I'm not very good at this. They say someone's listening, and I should pray more. I just want the visions to stop. This blue haze.
You don't have to camp so far out, you know.
Her green eyes looked fractured, like glass shattered inward. Flecks of blue shimmered in frozen bloom. She shivered and rubbed her arms while her voice filtered with static from behind her mask.
Annabelle.
Rupert? Sir Rupert?
Good catch. Might have had to report you to the vicar.
She didn't laugh, but the tension softened. Rupert then offered a hand.
Come now. No point in freezing out here. One more good day's walk, and we'll have warm beds.
Might be enough.
Can never be too sure.
The cabinet was closed and lifted once more, secured to Jeremiah's back. From across the snow, Annabelle approached, her rifle slung over her shoulder, carved brass and wood gleaming in the pale light.
Morning, Mum. I've got something to warm you up if you need it. There's not much, but...
No, thank you.
Rupert adjusted his pack and turned toward the trail ahead.
Let's be on the move. Long way yet.
And with that, the trio marched on into the frost-bitten woods beneath thinning boughs, toward whatever warmth or horror awaited down the frozen trail. The only sounds were a few birds chirping through the trees and the snow crunching beneath their boots. Annabelle walked just ahead, her coat drawn close around her, scanning the trees with the quiet vigilance of habit. Her gaze moved from shadow to shadow between the frost-glazed trunks. Behind her, Jeremias followed, furs pulled high to shield his face from the biting wind.
All right, let's try again. My eyes are brown.
Telling lies again, Mum?
No, of course not.
It's been a while since I looked closely. Maybe I remembered wrong.
No, Jeremias, I was lying.
Telling lies, Mum?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to teach you.
I think he's starting to guess it.
Annabelle didn't respond to the jab. She slowed slightly and motioned Jeremias closer.
Now, you try. Just say something confidently wrong.
It's a nice, warm day.
Telling lies, Jeremias.
Yes, Mum.
No. When they question you, double down. Say, of course not. If you fold immediately, you'll never fool anyone. And when you think someone's lying to you, don't just accept it. Ask more questions. People unravel when they hold too many lies at once.
Not bad for a city girl, eh?
Banshees are trained for all terrain. We were expected to operate alone in hills, ruins, swamps, and tundra.
Alone, eh?
That explains your sunny disposition.
The Order didn't care much for terrain drills. Figured monsters were scarier than snowbanks. Now these old legs say otherwise. You ever learn how to march with a bad hip?
They taught us to keep moving. Stopping means freezing, or worse.
Aye. Back then we stood our ground. Cold be damned. Vampires were far too quick. You would only die tired and cold.
That's why you're still here.
We'll reach the ridge by midday. Should be a good place to rest.
Midday can't come soon enough.
I'd kill for a windbreak and half-frozen rations.
The trees thickened. Branches drooped like clawed hands. A sudden rustle cut through the silence.
Tiny rabbit bastard!
Something scared it bad.
Here. Blood. But not the rabbits. It's beneath the tracks.
Something's watching.
Movement.
Over here.
A body, frozen and placed, posing perfectly against a tree. Its eyes are missing, and its face pale. A warning left in bloodless effigy.
This wasn't a kill. His throat wasn't torn. It was chewed by jagged teeth. Goals, maybe?
Its shadow doesn't match the body. The fractures, they're twitching.
We should burn it.
A shape fell from the trees. Its form was twisted, human only in outline. Its limbs too long and eyes glowing green. It lunged.
Fire!
The creature before Rupert circled, limbs twitching unnaturally. Rupert mirrored it, blade outstretched. The stained glass light flaring again blue, then red, then blinding white for a heartbeat.
I walk through the shadow of the profane. I fear not, for the flame walks with me.
The thing winced at that light, reared back, then struck fast. Claw met steel in a clash that rattled Rupert's arm down to the shoulder.
Let them be as chaff before the wind!
He didn't give ground. He leaned in, forcing the thing's face close. So close, its breath, cold and reeking of copper and ash, fogged the glass inlay of his sword. The thing opened its mouth, letting out a shriek. Not from rage, but from pressure as if the very air burned it. It leapt back. Snow fell again in slow drifts, muffling the world. The creature hissed once more, its twisted frame quivering, not in fear, but in consideration. It had tested him.
They dragged something.
There, a symbol carved in the bark.
A ring of weeping eyes.
I've seen that only in one place, north of the pass.
The tavern? That place was boarded 5 winters ago.
No, they reopened it.
They stood at the edge of something ancient, and it was awake. The path to the old tavern was slow. None of them spoke. the weight of what waited ahead pressed down like the snowfall itself. What once was a warm outpost for travelers had become a scar on the land. Charred beams, rotted walls, and glassless windows like staring eyes. A crude symbol hung on the lintel now. The ring of weeping eyes, painted in blood, still wet.
They're not just hiding there. They're nesting.
Rupert let his shield low as Annabelle followed, the rifle twitching in her hands, steam hissing through her mask like a spectre's snarl. Jeremias filled the doorway behind them, a shadow too wide to slip through quietly. Inside, the tavern was darker than night. The air reeked of rot and regret. The hunched figures turned slowly, eyes glinting as pale shafts of moonlight streamed through shattered windows. Their skin hung in dripping, grey sloughs. Dead men, forgotten souls, clothed in the rags of what they once were. Now they fed on shadow and stench.
As smoke vanisheth, so let them vanish away.
Rupert drawing his longsword with slow reverence, the steel shimmered, its stained glass fuller casting shifting halos of color across the darkness, a kaleidoscope of holy fury. The creatures hissed and recoiled, teeth clicking in protest.
As wax melteth before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of thy holy assassin. Judge those that wrong me.
The creatures began twitching in place. The blue fractures of light around them flared and pulsed like ghosts hesitating before vengeance. Annabelle swept her rifle across their forms, watching the way their ghostly doubles stuttered with each twitch.
Overthrow them that fight against me. Smite those who defy me. Cassius, guide my holy blade as I strike them down.
At the utterance of the divine name, the thralls wailed. Several began to tear at their own flesh, rending skin and muscle as if trying to claw the holy name from their memories. Then they charged. Rupert lifted his feet, shield raised. The first thrall met the iron wall of his defense with a sickening crunch. Upper jaw shattered, teeth exploding from its maw. Rupert stepped forward and skewered it through the skull, boot grinding over its twitching limbs. Jeremias turned to intercept a group flanking left. With a roar, he hurled a tavern table like a battering ram, flattening two of the beasts. The third danced aside, low and fast, and latched its jagged maw onto his leg.
Keep them in front of you!
From behind the counter, a figure emerged, calm and pale, watching and smiling a toothy grin.
That's our biter.
Annabelle aimed at the figure by the bar. Fractures danced wildly around him, with ghostly images taunting her. He was still, but in her sight, he was many.
Annabelle, take the shot.
He was over the counter in a blink, lunging at her. Gaunt, eyes yellow as pus, hands clawing. He slammed her into the window. The glass exploded. Cold air and blood exploded outward.
Writhing like a worm with no tail.
Annabelle wheezed, lungs seizing. Her mask steamed as she tried to breathe. She rolled over and saw Boots before her.
No need to be scared, unless you're ugly under that mask.
He laughed and kicked, Boots slamming into her face, tearing the mask free. Her head jerked sideways. Blood poured from her nose. She collapsed into the snow, dazed, vision swimming. She barely felt his hand in her hair until he jerked her up, face inches from his. The fractures screamed, dancing around his form.
It's better for you if I kept it on.
My dinner's getting cold.
A banshee's wail, A soul-splitting shriek that pierced the snow, the wood, the mind. The sound carved through the inn and out into the trees like a blade made of grief and rage. The thralls reeled. The attacker froze. For a second, all time seemed to lurch as if the very world inhaled. He faltered for a moment, and the fractures retreated around him. The blue haze was gone, and Annabelle saw him as he was.
Get your rifle!
Help me up!
Jeremiah's dropped low. She leapt into his waiting hand, vaulting into the air. Her boot slipped and she slammed against the eaves. Rifle butt braced, she climbed. On the roof, snow stung her eyes. Her breath rasped in her chest. The world was ice and silence. Through the frost there is a fracture, blue wings silhouetting the fleeing creature. She studied them, saw his movements a moment before he made them. She knew him now and squeezed the trigger. Crimson mist in the trees. The bloodling dropped in the soft snow.
I got him.
Excellent shot. Now help me clean up.
Inside, Jeremiah stoked a fire, working with one good arm. He unwrapped a small cabinet of medical tools. He worked swiftly, injecting antidote into his pulsing veins.
All better.
You continue to impress, Annabelle. You too, Jeremiah.
We still need to resupply. Our provisions are running thin. What's the nearest city from here, Annabelle?
Rostovka.
He blew out a long cloud of smoke. The wind howled outside. But inside the tavern, they had warmth, blood-stained comfort, and a moment of silence before the storm to come.
In winter's hush and silver shade, where death's breath coiled through birchwood